Charles Leclerc finally broke his silence with a strong statement that shocked the Formula One paddock. Amid the enormous pressure that continues to haunt Ferrari this season, Leclerc issued a stern warning that showed his patience was running out. Strategy mistakes, unstable car performance, and team decisions that often went against him left the Monaco driver unable to hide his disappointment. Is this a sign that the relationship between Leclerc and Ferrari is entering a critical phase? Let's discuss it. The world of Formula One is once again colored by the internal dynamics at Ferrari, which have attracted widespread attention, especially after Charles Leclerc was reported to be taking a different approach to car development than his new teammate, Lewis Hamilton. As Ferrari strives to regain its glory on the track, there are signs that the collaboration between its two star drivers may be going in different directions. Since it was announced that Lewis Hamilton would be joining Ferrari for the 2025 season, many have pinned their hopes on the duet between the seven-time world champion and Charles Leclerc, one of the most talented drivers of the current generation. However, according to the latest report from Planet F1, Leclerc does not seem to be following the same technical direction as Hamilton in the development of the SF25 car. Leclerc, who will become an integral part of the team in 2019, reportedly prefers a development path that suits his own driving style. This is in the spotlight as Ferrari are currently said to be very focused on listening to input from Hamilton, who brings a wealth of experience and knowledge from his era of dominance with Mercedes. Ferrari sources have confirmed that Leclerc's individual approach is part of a strategy that has been discussed since the beginning of the season. However, many are concerned that this difference in direction could actually distract the technical team from finding the best settings for the SF25. Meanwhile, off the track, former Top Gear presenter, now known for the Grand Tour, Jeremy Clarkson, has once again grabbed attention with his sharp comments. In his tweet, Clarkson called the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka a very boring race due to the lack of overtaking action. He even suggested that Formula One should consider not holding any more races at tracks like Suzuka. However, the comment was immediately refuted by Martin Brundle, a commentator and former F1 driver well known to fans of the event. Speaking on Sky Sports, Brundle stressed that the main problem was not the track, but the design of the current F1 cars, which make it very difficult to overtake each other. Suzuka is one of the best tracks on the calendar. If we lose the race there because the cars can't overtake each other, then we need to change the cars, not the track, Brundle said. Brundle also warned that Suzuka is a technical circuit with a long history, and to remove it from the calendar because of one unexciting race would be a reckless move. Amid the increasingly heated technical debate and public criticism of the direction of modern racing technology, F1 is now reported to be considering a rather surprising move, the possibility of reviving the legendary V10 engine. The issue is said to be one of the main topics of discussion at a crucial meeting between F1's top brass and representatives of the engine manufacturers, scheduled to take place during the weekend of the Bahrain Grand Prix. For the record, the V10 engine was last officially used in the 2005 season before being replaced by the V8 and then the current era of V6 turbo-hybrid engines. In an effort to balance nostalgia with the demands of sustainability, one compromise being discussed is the return of the Kinetic Energy Recovery System, KERS. This system allows wasted kinetic energy to be reused, while at the same time supporting green initiatives and the electrification of part of the engine's power. This discourse has also given rise to mixed reactions from various parties. On the one hand, many old-timers have welcomed it with enthusiasm, the longing for the unmistakable sound of the thundering V10 engine and the feeling of a more pure race being the main reasons. On the other hand, factory teams and other stakeholders are beginning to calculate the potential impact, both in terms of development costs, technological readiness, and fit with Formula One's long-term vision as a greener and more innovative racing event. Back at Ferrari, an internal report has revealed that the team is still in doubt and internal debate over when to introduce the SF25 floor upgrade. The original plan was to introduce the new technical component at the season-opening Bahrain Grand Prix. However, it has now emerged that two key figures within the team principal Fred Vasseur and technical director Loic Serra, are leaning towards delaying the upgrade's debut until the Miami Grand Prix. The main reason for the delay seems to be a more conservative and cautious approach. Vasseur and Serra reportedly want to ensure that any underlying performance issues with the car have been fully identified and addressed before introducing new elements that could complicate the process of collecting and analyzing data. They also appear to have learned from the bitter experience of last season, when a prematurely introduced update ended up causing more problems than it solved. That time, the ill-conceived upgrade left the car unstable and difficult to control in a variety of track conditions. With a tight schedule and pressure to compete at the front of the pack, The decision suggests that Ferrari is trying to balance the desire to develop quickly with the need to be cautious. It seems that the Prancing Horse team do not want to repeat the same mistakes, and prefer to wait for the right moment to test their latest technical concepts on a real racetrack. 18-year-old Italian Kimi Antonelli has also impressed in his Mercedes debut. In the first 3 races of the season, Antonelli finished 4th, 8th and 6th and is 5th in the standings with 30 points. As a reward for his efforts, Antonelli was presented with a Mercedes-AMG GT63S worth £165,000. However, under Italian law, new drivers are not allowed to drive high-performance cars for the first 3 years, so Antonelli has not been able to drive the car in Italy. Australian rookie Jack Doohan has come under scrutiny after crashing in practice for the Japanese Grand Prix. Doohan lost control at 200 miles per hour after failing to disengage DRS, causing a significant crash. Following the incident, concerns arose that Doohan may have breached FIA rules, which require riders to be able to exit their bikes unassisted within 5 seconds. Speculation about his future in F1 has been mounting, with rumors that his contract will only last for 6 races. The Haas F1 team also confirmed that its operations have not been affected by the drop in demand for Gene Haas machine tool business, Haas Automation, due to U.S. trade tariffs. Despite the production cuts and hiring freeze at Haas Automation, the F1 team is continuing its development plans and hiring process without interruption. The 2025 Bahrain Grand Prix will be the 4th race on the Formula One calendar this season and will be held at the Bahrain International Circuit in Sakhir. The desert circuit first joined the F1 calendar in 2004 and has become a regular pre-season test venue thanks to its stable weather and modern facilities. Reigning world champion and winner of the last 2 Bahrain Grand Prix, Max Verstappen will be full of confidence after an impressive victory at the Japanese Grand Prix. It was Red Bull's first win of the season after a strong start for McLaren. Meanwhile, Lando Norris still leads the Drivers' Championship by a narrow margin, just 1 point ahead of Verstappen, making the battle at the top of the standings even more interesting to follow. The main race will take place on Sunday, with a total of 57 laps to be completed around the 5.4-kilometer circuit. With Charles Leclerc choosing his own approach to development and driving style, and Lewis Hamilton bringing a new philosophy from his experience at Mercedes, Ferrari's internal dynamics are now more complex. Coupled with the team's divided strategy regarding the direction of car development and upgrades, Ferrari is now truly at a crucial crossroads. They must balance the great ambition to win again with the need to maintain harmony and stability within the team, 2 things that are often at odds under the pressure of F1 competition. At the same time, on a broader level, Formula One as a sport is facing a big question. Is it time to return to its classic roots, emphasizing driver duels, evocative engine sounds, and more human racing, in order to rekindle the passion of old-school fans? Or should F1 continue to move into the future, emphasizing high-tech, electrification, and innovations that may seem cold, but are relevant to the modern world? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.